interesting, but again, on this date, August 4th, 1936, Jesse Owens collected the second of his 4 gold medals at the Berlin Summer Olympics. And I mentioned Barack Obama's birthday, by the way.
I want to talk about Barack Obama's
59
birthday.
Years old, 59 years old, still looks, what, 45? I mean, he looks very good for his age. A little bit more gray, a little bit more salt in the hair, so to speak, but running the country will do that to you, I guess, when you do it.
Well, you know, we're journalists, so we have to, you know, maintain our, you know, our neutral attitude. But I think
we can show respect.
I think most people would agree that Barack Obama did a good job of running the country. I think that a lot of people would agree that him being the first African American president, if you had to choose somebody, I think he represented well. There's some people who would disagree, but again, I think the pressure he was under, and people don't remember, when he took office, the economy was rock bottom.
Yes.
It was rock bottom. I mean, that's actually why people voted Democrat, because the Republicans, they had felt that the Republicans had run the country into the ground. And Barack Obama, with all the racism that he encountered, with all of you know, the systemic racism, even as a president, he was experiencing systemic racism because he couldn't do certain things as a black man, despite the fact that he was president. And of course, we see that now because he's criticized for things that the current president is not criticized for, and far less. Happy birthday to President Barack Obama. Like I said, I met him in Miami back in 2012. Gracious, classy, educated, everything you can imagine that you would expect when you meet a president. It's like, wow, I'm meeting a president.
Yeah.
And I have met several presidents. As a journalist, I have been lucky enough to meet President Bill Clinton. I've met President Bush, and I got to meet President Obama. And so to be able to, as a journalist, be able to experience these things is wonderful. But the first black president, I think, was very significant.
Yeah, so President Obama, 59 years old. That would mean he was born August 4th, 1961, if my math is not off. So that would mean that exactly 25 years before he was born was when Jesse Owens performed these feats on the world stage at the Summer Olympics. Well, as the St. Louis Cardinals of Major League Baseball deal with the outbreak that has totally upended the early part of their season, we learned today that one of the 7 players who recently tested positive for COVID-19 is one of the best and most accomplished players in the game. Yadier Molina is a 9-time All-Star and 9-time Gold Glove winner. He also is a 2-time World Series champion with the Redbirds. He's made almost $155 million in his career, and he serves as yet another reminder for all of us that this virus has no one's name on it.
Kind of thinking it has everybody's name on it. Kind of getting scared there.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly make that point. But yeah, I mean, again, another reminder. Doesn't matter how rich you are. Doesn't matter your race, gender. This thing can and will come for all of us. Even when, as he actually stated, even when one practices every precaution, which is what he says occurred. Now, there have also been some reports that members of that team were out at casinos.
Oh, don't say that now, Anthony. Come on.
No one knows if that is true.
Come on. I hope that's just a rumor.
We all hope so. The general manager actually said that he has no firm proof that that occurred, but he added, if it does, the general manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, if that were the case, if it actually happened, he would be very disappointed. So understandable that he would use those terms.
Disappointed. Well, that's a very polite way of putting it. He's disappointed. He would be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess that's kind of how you almost have to put it when you have guys that are making 2, 3, 4, 5 times more than you are and probably have as much power, if not more, within the organization, not on the executive level, but in terms of the money they make and the money they generate for the organization, they probably have as much power as he does. So certainly Yadier Molina is one of those people that does. But again, he says that he took every precaution in terms of dealing with COVID-19 and still unfortunately was one of the 7 players who contracted it. So we shall see how that goes. We certainly wish all of them the very best.
So what's happening with baseball?
Well, they're going to continue to soldier on, so to speak.
Why? I just read that Roger Federer says he's not going to defend his.
Well, Rafael Nadal.
Rafael. Yeah. What am I thinking? Rafael Nadal.
They're one and the same though. They're longtime rivals. So They're almost like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So,
oh gosh, they wouldn't. They do hate that I confuse them like that.
But when you think of one, you think of the other.
He just announced he's not going to play.
Not going to play in the U.S. Open.
Can you imagine?
Well, and he had been.
And look how far. It's two players are this far apart. But baseball wants to continue.
Yeah. Well, he sort of dropped some clues earlier in the year that he did not think it was completely safe. The U.S. Open will be in New York starting at the end of this month. And many have committed to it, such as Serena Williams, another all-time great. But yeah, Rafael Nadal, who happens to be the defending champion of that tournament, decides that it's not worth the risk of going to defend his title in one of the greatest cities in the world, not for the right to defend his title, not for one of the great tournaments in all of sports. So yeah, that is another complication of this pandemic, which again, just added to the list of things that have been unlike any other we've seen in our lifetimes.
Yeah, the game has changed quite literally.
Let's hope not permanently, because it's trending in that direction. All right, stay with us. We will be back with much more BNC Now in just a moment.